y'all? Blake here. Welcome back to the channel. Got some NFL Thanksgiving Day player props to look at on PrizePicks. We will hop into it real quick. We'll go over Monday night's picks. We hit Lamar Jackson's fantasy score, and then we missed Justin Herbert's passing yards. It was a big ask to go over 260, and he should have done it. He fell short by what, 50 yards, 45, 50 yards, but it should have gone over. Quentin Johnson, you suck. I don't even remember what it was, but I was baffled. I was surely the last two drives, there's 6 minutes left in the game, they get two possessions. He would hit, they're down, he's got to pass the ball. Quentin Johnston, you suck. Josh Palmer, you suck. I don't know which one of you I hate more. You're both banned. You'll never be back. But both of y'all, Quentin Johnston, Josh Palmer, don't fucking show your face around here no more, bitches. Don't fucking come back. All right. So on to tomorrow. Got more than two picks, actually. With it being Thanksgiving, the day of giving, we might as well be giving and give out more than two picks. We're going to double it out today. We're going to give 5. Let's do 5 picks. We're going to do 5 picks. First one, and these are going to be really go through it a lot quicker. Y'all don't want to hear me fucking talking too much nonsense. CeeDee Lamb, over 66.5 receiving yards. This was just at 67.5, so they might be teeter-tottering here, but CeeDee Lamb, over 66.5 receiving yards. He has been getting at least 10 targets, 10, 12, and 12. The targets are there in each Cooper Rush start. He is going to be torching the Giants. Cooper rushed through the ball like 50 times last game. Rico Dowdle, you could look at Rico Dowdle as well. But CeeDee Lamb, big play right here. I don't really like his target or his receptions because he'd have to average like 10 yards a reception to match up. And I think some of those go over that, over just 10 yards in a reception. Maybe a couple big breaks here. So I think 66.5, beautiful right here for CeeDee Lamb. Love that spot against New York. And then next, we're going to be headed over to the Detroit game. This one is an earlier game. I think it might be the first one of the day. This one's going to be Jameson Williams. We're going to be looking for him. Oh, where are we going to be? His is going to be, come on, Jamo, don't fucking slow me down. Should have typed in your name. I don't even know why I did this fucking nonsense with you. Oh, his is going to be over his receiving yards as well. Oh, where are we at? Come on, Jimmo, don't fuck me now. 50.5. Boom. So this is at 49.5. It's all good. It's fine. Over 50.5 receiving yards with Jameson Williams. When we talk about route running, he has a 34% win rate against man defense. He's winning 34% of his routes, but he's winning 51% win rate against the zone defense. 51, more than half of the time he's winning his routes against a zone defense. Going up against Chicago, I have very good news for everyone. Chicago is one of the most zone-heavy defenses in the league. They run zone in 70% of snaps. So this would be a beautiful matchup for Jameson Williams, just to eat up these yards right here. Big ones too. That's why, same thing, I'm not going receptions. I think he can get some big ones. If you don't like that one, guess what? We have another Detroit pick we're going to go with. This one is going to be Jahmyr Gibbs right here. This is going to be rushing and receiving yards. I think this is easily a 100-yard game for him combined. Over 98.5 rush receiving yards. I'm putting both of these on the same slip. I'm not worried about that. Detroit's offense has been dynamic enough and explosive enough that everyone is stuffed in the stat sheet. Everybody's eating. So give me Jahmyr Gibbs, over 98.5 rush receiving yards. That'll be pick, what is that, 3 now? We move on to possibly my favorite pick. Maybe these last two are probably my 2 favorite picks of the day. This one is going to be, we're going to head over to Green Bay, the night game, Miami and Green Bay. This one's going to be Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs will go over 74.5 rushing yards. This is going to be a cold game. I don't think it's calling for snow. Learned my lesson already once this season. Over 74.5 rushing yards. Cold game. I think at kickoff, it's going to be 31 degrees, and it'll get down to about 21, 22 for most of the game. Really, really cold, really, really dry. Miami does terrible in the cold weather. Terrible. I want to say it's some crazy stat. They've lost like their last 8 games in the cold weather or something. Either way, Miami does absolutely awful in the cold. So a lot of time of possession for Green Bay, right? A lot of time of possession, a lot of volume. Probably going to keep the ball on the ground quite a bit. It's at home. It's at Lambeau. Josh Jacobs, give my man the rock. Let him eat. Josh Jacobs will be going more than 74 and a half rushing yards. And for the final pick number 5, we're going to be looking at Miami. We're going to flip the side of the ball. This feeds right into what we just said. So if you're on board with what I said, this should feed right into it. Jason Sanders, he's cashed for us before. He's going to do it again tomorrow night. Over 1.5 field goals made. He clears this in 91% of games. That is every single game besides one. It's going to be a long night at Lambeau. It's going to be cold. It's going to be long. It's going to be tough for Miami. They suck in the cold weather. I think there's gonna be a few stall outs, right? Maybe Miami's gonna move the ball. They're still Miami, but I think you get close to the drives aren't gonna every drive's not gonna end in a touchdown. I think there's gonna be some stall outs. Just given Miami's track record in this kind of climate, it's gonna be several stall outs for Miami. Sanders comes and saved the day. Green Bay is top 8 in receiving touchdowns allowed. They are top 6 in rushing touchdowns allowed. So they're not giving up too much. They're not too vulnerable when it comes to giving up touchdowns, whether through the air or on the ground. So again, also Miami, like we said, on the road at Lambeau. Jason Sanders comes in, puts 6 points on the board. Easy money right there. So recap, CeeDee Lamb over 66.5 receiving yards against the Giants, division rival on Thanksgiving. Jameson Williams going up against Chicago, zone coverage. He eats zone coverage alive, and Chicago lives by it. He's going to have a big day. Jahmyr Gibbs, over 98.5 rushing receiving yards. Big day for Jahmyr Gibbs. That's probably my least favorite play here, but I still love it. I'm locking it in. We're going Josh Jacobs over 74.5 rushing yards at home in the cold. Eat it up against Miami. Miami doesn't do much with the ball tomorrow night anyways. Josh Jacobs gets plenty of volume. Workhorse tomorrow, Josh Jacobs. Jason Sanders, over 1.5 field goals made. There you go. There's your 5 picks. You're welcome. Lock them in. Catch you on the next one. Good luck. Later.